Hey everybody, welcome back to Hard for Games. I'm Tony and this is the one, the only Vintage Video Game Geek. If you are an old school fan of Hard for Games, you may remember him, but this is probably the first time you're seeing his face.
Hello, and I'm sorry. But no, thank you, Tony, and please call me Vintage.
Vintage, yeah, of course, for short.
Very glad to be here, and today we're going to be taking a look at Sin and Punishment for the N64.
That's right.
Now, this was a Japan-only exclusive. It did come to the Virtual Console eventually.
Yes. Now, Vintage requested that this would be an old school style Hard for Games review, meaning lots of beverage, and we're going to review it and play it kind of simultaneously. So it's kind of a hybrid style between Let's Play and review. If you're a fan of Hard for Games from back in the day, this style should be pretty familiar to you. If you're a new subscriber, well, I'm sorry.
It's still good.
It's still okay. No,
Yeah.
It's still, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay, so this is Sin and Punishment. Like Vintage said, this is a Japanese-only N64 cart, although strangely, all the voiceover is in English. So it actually makes it very palatable to English gamers.
Wait, what word is that?
Palatable.
One group of them, sir, they have no strength to resist any longer.
To your palate? Like if something's palatable, it means like, you know, you could consume it.
Okay. Or you could say it's like import-friendly.
You could say that too.
Yeah.
Different styles. And I was reading back in the day, a lot of people actually did import this game and review it regardless of the fact that it was Japan only, because it was so import friendly, as you said, and because it was made by Treasure.
Yes.
Could you tell us a little bit about Treasure?
Well, I can tell you a little. So Treasure was founded by former members of Konami in 1992. And their first game that they developed was Gunstar Heroes for the Sega Genesis. One of my favorite games ever. But yeah, they actually started out on the Genesis, so they did Gunstar Heroes. They did McDonald's Treasure Land Adventure, which you would think would not be that good because it's like a McDonald's game, but it's actually really fantastic.
They're a fantastic developer. If you see Treasure, especially from this era, you know it's going to be a quality title.
Yep. The story is, it's set in like a dystopian future of 2007. It kind of just starts out very simple that, you know, in the future there's this famine. They need to create these, you know, genetically engineered creatures so they can eat them for food. The creatures kind of become self-aware. They rebel against the people. So now we have to show up and shoot them all down. The story continues, and it gets kind of weird where there's something having to do with like aliens and people like morphing into different type of like hybrid creatures. Like, I didn't really understand it, so I'm just gonna kind of ignore that part.
She's blooded him. Then what in the world is he?
They knew that individuals, for the most part, played like this, you know, center, right.
Yep.
They wanted to switch things up. They wanted to remap your brain regarding, you know, how you actually could use an N64 controller. So instead of doing this, they have you doing this.
That's what they intended, but you can still play it either way.
This is weird playing it on with the control setup that they intended. You aim with the analog joystick and then you move side to side like strafing with the D-pad. You could also use the C buttons to strafe, but you're always aiming with analog joystick. And then you're firing with Z, which of course always feels good.
If you do a double tap on the D-pad or the C buttons, you'll actually do a roll.
You can also do a jump by pressing R or L, depending on, again, if you have the right or left control setup.
Yep.
Take care of it, Softy.
You're timed, and it's actually
Correct.
pretty easy, at least when I was playing on the Virtual Console, to just straight up run out of time.
Okay.
I would often more likely run out of time than I would run out of life.
Really?
Yeah, as you can see, you have 13 seconds.
Okay.
And you have full
Oh,
life.
jeez. What the heck?
So it's actually
I need time,
kind
bro.
of challenging. Maybe kill one of the missiles, maybe you get a bonus for that or something.
Okay. Instead, I just got hit by it. Okay, I'm dead. Am I dead? No, I'm still
you ran
going.
out of time. Oh, look what's happening to your life.
Oh, jeez.
Once you run out of time, your life starts blinking over there.
Seriously. This is my boss here.
Yeah, so you got to jump out of the way. You got to strafe. You know.
Boom. Got him.
Nice.
So it seems like you get a time bonus every time you beat the boss, but I don't know.
But I don't know. So jumping into the graphics and presentation here, visually, there's always a lot going on in this game, which is pretty typical of Treasure. Always a lot of colors, a lot of booms, explosions, lights, lasers, all sorts of stuff going on.
Lots of enemies.
Yeah, exactly. Now, one of the things I was reading about this game is that it was very impressive for the time, because they actually reduced the number of polygons in favor of having a nice, smooth frame rate. But when you look at it, it still graphically looks really nice. You know, there's still a lot going on screen, so much so that you're not really super concerned about slightly lower polygon models, I guess. I mean, I didn't really notice the lower polygon models when I was first playing this on the Wii Virtual Console, at least.
I'm doing really bad.
Get that life.
Okay.
You also have to keep in mind that this is a year 2000 release. So it's very late in the game. I think the GameCube was released in 2001. I can't remember exactly.
Well, yeah, because PS2 was 2000, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, you know, this was late in the game. Treasure knew how to maximize the capabilities of the N64, but they really did. I mean, oftentimes when you get a late release, like a swan song like this, you're going to get some high quality. I mean, I think about like Yoshi's Island for the SNES, Super Effects Chip 2, beautiful sprites, sprite manipulation in terms of sizes, perspective, all of those things. And they really know how to utilize the hardware, and Treasure really did that with the Nintendo 64, I believe, without the use of the expansion pack. That person has some serious psoriasis, or like vitiligo or something.
So there's basically like, there's 3 levels and there's like 3 sub-levels. So there's like 9 and then plus the first one, which is a dream sequence, so that's 10 levels.
Oh, I died. See, that's where I died when I was playing the Virtual Console version.
I thought you were good at video games.
I'm actually pretty bad.
Okay, should I put your initials in?
Sure.
I'll put HFG.
There you go.
For hard for games.
Perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, there's like an option where you can auto-target stuff. Yeah.
Just to make it a little bit easier, huh?
I guess it's easier, however, like your shots are not as powerful. I just prefer to have full range of motion here.
Yeah.
If you hit A, it'll toggle between the 2 modes.
There's little, they look like bonuses, but they're actually say danger on them.
Oh,
so they're
yeah.
just little bombs.
So I probably should avoid those.
Yes,
Okay.
preferably. Preferably.
I feel like I'm killing all the guys.
that is that's the goal of the game.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, kill all the guys. In fact, if I ever created a video game, it would just be called "To Kill All the Guys."
Yes!
Nice.
Please let that be the end.
Oh God. This particular wiki, the Sin and Punishment wiki, describes this as the first boss.
This guy?
Yeah. So all of those other quote bosses
Mini
were just
bosses,
mini
yeah.
bosses. These models are pretty janky.
He's one of the rebels.
Alright, so there's a building that's collapsing.
Okay, Saki, show me what you've got.
All of Tokyo is flooded with blood
Nice.
and somehow changes the main character.
So is this the main character?
I don't know, it's very Japanese.
It's too Japanese to tell.
This is a very large boss. Yeah, I mean, it's very much...
like 50% of the screen. Oh, it's really close. Hey, you got him. You got him. You got him.
Yes, die!
Nice.
Back into the blood. So yeah, I don't know what happened, but somehow we like.
Wait, did we?
We get
You died though.
Well, we get affected by. I did?
You were alive, and then there was like the big wave of blood, and then it hit you, and then you died. Maybe
Dude,
you needed
what?
to dodge the blood or something.
All right, I got bonus. I still have some life left. I mean, how am I supposed to dodge that wave? Seriously.
Oh, okay. So that it's just that the stage was continuing, really.
I mean, I can't dodge that.
Get bonus. Saki.
Alright, so now we're going to give the two-player co-op mode a try.
Yeah. And this is interesting because it's not two characters on screen. It actually subdivides the responsibilities. So one of us will be aiming, the other person will be moving, which is actually nice because part of the difficulty is trying to coordinate both things at once.
I don't like this. I wish it was like two people on the screen.
I think that would be cool too, although I think this has its merits. We'll see.
We'll find out.
We'll find out. We'll see who's right. So after we said that we would start doing the multiplayer, we fiddled around for a while trying to figure out where in the menu the multiplayer was. Turns out it's not anywhere in the menu. It's just built in. All you have to do in this game is plug in a second controller and just start firing. That's it. So what I'm in charge of is the reticle and the firing. Granted, you could take that over any time if you want to.
Right.
I do kind of like this, though, in a way, because, again, part of the challenge for me was trying to coordinate everything at once, especially, I mean, you know, we shoot Hard for Games episodes, but after you're like 3 or 4 deep of very high percentage beverages, adult beverages, sometimes the coordination just ain't there. You know what I mean? And so you're just kind of like, it'd be nice if I could just go ahead and do half the work.
Yeah. See, that time I jumped the fire.
There you go.
I'm learning.
You done learned.
Okay, so I'm gonna... Yeah, so now I'm just focusing on, like...
Getting the hell out of the way.
Don't get hit by things. Yeah.
Like, you would think, though, you'd be one of these other characters, but no.
Yeah, I mean... So, the only thing I can think of is, like, Treasure, you know, they have this reputation for always pushing the hardware to its limits, right?
Yeah.
So the only thing I can think of is there just wasn't enough room to have two people on at the same time.
Yeah.
So this was kind of the next best thing.
Because there's so many things going on at once. Can you imagine another fully fleshed out, you know, multi-jointed character model on screen, also firing as frequently? So I just think it was too much. I think they had to make some sacrifices to get that frame rate, and like you said, another character would just be too much.
And I have to add that I just did a fantastic job there.
You did wonderful.
I collected all the health
yeah.
power-ups, and we just killed that.
No, yeah. We killed that dude. See, this part will be a lot easier, I feel.
Yes. Yeah, I actually do like this. It's weird. I didn't think I would, but I do. These things remind me of like little like stingrays or something.
Yeah. Little Steve Irwin killers.
Is that what did him in? Was
Yeah.
the stingray?
Stingray, yeah. It
Really?
stabbed him in the heart.
Are you hitting her? Or...
I don't know.
My life is getting low.
I mean, I am. But
What the heck?
so that was Sin and Punishment for the Nintendo 64. What did you think about this game?
Well, I enjoyed it, Tony. Thanks for asking.
I'm glad.
And I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed playing it cooperatively with you.
Oh, thank you. I also enjoyed that because it made it so I didn't have to get good, especially after a few adult beverages.
All around good time.
Yeah. I feel like treasure games are always very solid, flashy, and quirky. And I think that this really delivers on those three aspects. Overall, I'd give it an 8 out of 10. If you're a fan of on-rail shooters, I think you're going to really enjoy this title.
Absolutely.
That said, thank you everybody for watching. And before we go, can you tell us where people can visit you online?
Yes, sure. Just go ahead and Google VintageVideoGameGeek, and you'll find me on YouTube and Twitter.
We'll see you guys next time.
They're so hard. Hardball games.
Thank you again for watching. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to give it a like and a share, and we will see you guys next time.